going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're taking a look at the Generations Rhinox here, and some of you may know I'm not the biggest of fans of this guy. Now, let's just be frank here. I'm not a big Beast Wars fan. I've watched it. The story was pretty good. I mean, I don't know. It didn't do too much for me. I guess I'm a truck not monkey person, even though I can appreciate the fictions. It just didn't grab me as much as it does some people, and so I don't have as big of a draw to these characters as a lot of people. That said, I do kind of want to have a complete set of the you know, at least the main guys who are there, like Cheetor, Rat Trap, Rhinox, Optimus Primal, and then Dinobot, and don't really care about any of the rest. So this guy will probably stay in my collection, even though I'm not a huge fan. But the reason I'm not a big fan of this guy is because he's loose. I mean, it really doesn't take much, and even his jaw doesn't even stay in place for me because of the looseness. And because he's a big shell former, things just kind of pop up and look weird, and, you know, one minute your Rhinox looks fine, next minute he looks like, well, he looks like he's had some birth defects happen to him when he was spawned, or picking his alt mode there. And yeah, there's really not a whole bunch to say about him. No real acting features. The ears are made out of a rubber, but they don't move or anything like that. So I guess that this will not put your kid's eye out, even though it is pretty freaking sharp, and pretty sure it would poke your kid's eye out if they touched it. I don't know. I really just can't get past how bad that jaw and stuff doesn't stay closed on mine. For his articulation here, he can do this, and this, and that. Okay, I'm actually lying. He does have a little bit of articulation. You can kind of, oh, that doesn't look horrible. Bend this backwards and bend this forwards. You know, the articulation that you'd expect out of a rhino. You know, articulation that lets him assume regular rhino poses, such as chomping on a human, unreasonably unhinging his jaw and chomping on a Stunticon, being arrested by Optimus, doing the funky rhinoceros dance, horrendously breaking his ankle after rhinoceros dance, and screaming in pain. And of course, the hidden bonus feature, being sized perfectly appropriately to be pooping out Masterpiece Spike like Ace Ventura. But in all seriousness, the limited articulation of these legs doesn't leave very much you can do with this guy. If anything, maybe lie him down. I don't know. There is no... First off, I can't think of many rhinoceros poses that you can put this guy in. But, yeah, there's just nothing that you can do with the articulation, even if these do move. Now, when it comes to this looseness here, it's because there is a peg up at the top here that's supposed to plug in here. Mine just slips out all the time. Now this is everything, almost everything I'm complaining about this guy is an easy fix with a little bit of nail polish, such that if we were to put it up here, or actually floor polish would work too, whatever. If we were to put some up here or in this whole assembly would click together and hold in place a little bit better than it's doing for me, and that should stop the problem, because it's not the actual jaw that's loose on this guy, it's this head connection, and that time it actually plugged in fairly good. I must have actually knocked it up more with the thumb down here and banging on it, but whatever. So that's really the problem, and a lot of these looseness problems here are going to be fixable with just a little bit of time. So before we take this guy to his actual robot mode here, let's just bring in what other beasts I just happen to have lying around. First, I've got the US version of the Classics Dinobot. Not horrible. Wish I had the Henkei version for the colors, but hey, what can you do? You gotta make do with what you have at the time. The next one I've got here is Cybertron Optimus Primal. I unfortunately don't have any more monkey version of this, so this one is my stand-in Optimus Primal until I can find the original Beast Wars one at a price I'm willing to pay. And the toy that'll make just about any toy seem like a decent toy. Cheetor. And you can just see Cheetor is pretty darn big comparatively. You know, this isn't a very good toy, but it almost makes Rhinox feel like a really quite small Voyager, which is a little disappointing, but he'll bulk up when we get him to his robot mode. So let's get this guy transformed into his robot mode here, and we're gonna start by, if you did get that stuck up there, disconnect that, and then we're gonna open up the back flaps, and we'll open up these side flaps here, and you can see inside here we've got his weapons stored in his, I guess his abdomen area, and they just pop out, pop apart, and you flip the little handle closed here. And these are kind of cool because, you know, kind of a blade type thing, but they're his Gatling guns that he had in the show. And actually, they do work really nice with this kind of mech techy type joint there. So after we have this all apart, we're going to come down to these back legs here. And we'll start by tilting out the foot joints like so, and then take the back flap of the Rhino's rear end here and kind of fold it on down, and you'll see that joint inside, just kind of fold it all the way on past, so you give them basically big cankles. We'll do that for both sides, and that pretty much finishes the how the legs transform. So we'll move this flap all the way up as forward as we can, and kind of take these leg assemblies. You can see, I guess it's hard to see, but they're gonna rotate down like this, which should give us enough clearance once we have this to flip it all the way around, so it's facing, the black pieces are facing towards the front of the Rhino. Now what we're going to do is come to the sides here and take the head of the Rhino here and kind of bring it all the way back. We'll adjust whatever we have to after, but this is going to allow us to see the robot quite a bit better. Take these arms, bring them down to the sides here like so, and you see there's the slight notch there that's going to fit into. And then we'll just drop the whole front jaw section of the Rhino down, which will snap into place pretty nicely right there. And then it's a matter of kind of positioning everything correctly. This part here, this plate's going to hang down in front of his crotch, and you'll bring the Rhino's mouth down like so. And there's various ways you can do this. Really, it's not the way his abdomen area, or his crotch actually is supposed to be, is like that, but you can get a little more stiffness if you move it on up, but it is going to make Rhinox in general a little bit smaller, which may not be the worst case thing that you can do, but it kind of allows it to, these plates kind of interact with what's kind of his chest here, like so. And we'll come back around to here and bring these flaps on over, like so. There's a second hinge up there, and we'll bring that around, and then you just kind of twist this and just kind of make it so it sits in front of the jaw. There's no real lock in there, which kind of bugs me. I don't know, it's just hard to figure out if it's completely right. So I'll show you on this side again. Just kind of twist that and fold it on in, and you can see it kind of makes that whole front chest section there. And then we'll take his arms, we'll drop them down. We will extend out his arms like so. They only pop down just a tiny bit. And then we will open up the wrist compartments here, and here's another super loose joint. These wrists just flop around like crazy. That one's going to be a little bit more difficult to fix up. We'll do it again on this other side. Close that up. And there you go. You've got Rhinox here. Now, again, you can see a lot of my issues. I've got the really wobbly wrist on him. Other than that, the shoulders and stuff are all really solid. The head is good. The legs are super weak though. Like, you would think I was holding up Metroplex with the way he just kind of flops around on these legs. And that's pretty disappointing to me. I kind of expected better on the joints. Again, something that is entirely fixable by myself, but it's still disappointing. The way that the toes transform, they really don't provide any frontward support on him. Let me see if I can get a good picture of this. But like, you put it down like that, and then when you're trying to do something with him, they like to fold on up and keep them from standing at all. They just don't offer any type of support. Down here, this waist joint down here, this whole set of universal whatever is going on here, just everything flops around here. Good side to side, I guess, but the forward and back is real bad. The knees are extremely weak on the figure. They can't even really hold up his own weight. Even, you know, sometimes you get both knees and he'll still fall back. He just ends up being a big mess, in my opinion. And I personally don't like tucking this all the way back and in and using, you know, the pieces of Rhinox to kind of hold him together, because then his arms are just way too long feeling. I mean, they're extending down past his knees at this point. So, yeah, again, something else I'm not a huge fan of. The whole toy would be better if there was more places that things would actually lock. And if that happened, I think that this guy would be a fantastic toy. So now that we got this guy standing, let's go ahead and bring in some of the other bots here. Here is my stand-in Optimus Primal, the Cybertron Optimus Primal. And I merely touched Rhinox, and now things are out of adjustment and he won't stand. There we go. And we've got Dinobot here. We'll put him back here. He can barely see over his own chest. And I guess the last one we'll bring in here is Cheetor, who fortunately when he goes to his robot mode is a vast improvement over his cheetah mode. What do you mean stop lying to the subscribers? I'm not lying to the subscribers. That is Cheetor's Classics robot mode. No, what is animated? I don't even know what you're talking about. Fine. Okay. This is Cheetor, the one who makes any toy look good. Hey, if you want to justify buying any toy, just hold up, you know, Cheetor here, and anything looks fantastic compared to Cheetor. This guy is abysmal. But that is a review for another day, I suppose, and we'll just take the Club Cheetor and put him away, I suppose. I guess I'm a little bit hard on Rhinox here, to get down to it. Once he's fixed up and his articulation is not just kind of flopping all over the place, he won't be too bad. He's got a really nice range of motion based on the universal joint here, the nice knee joint, upper thigh swivel, nothing at the lower thigh. The oh so important, apparently, ankle tilt, which doesn't give you very much, but it does give you a little bit. The waist joint, just because of that transformation piece, the kind of crotch guard gets in the way a little. Shoulders, pretty solid articulation on there. Again, pretty much not strong enough to hold itself up in most cases here. Nice rotation there though. You do have the elbow swivel and the extremely loose wrists that you can kind of move a little bit here and there. And his head is on a nice ball joint for some nice emoting. So overall, I would say Cheetor improves upon being a beast. Well, Optimus has a pretty interesting transformation with the way everything splits. And when it comes to the Classics beasts, Cheetor definitely improves upon the formula over these two, which is a good thing in terms of Classics, that he is a better toy than both of these guys. He doesn't, to me, have the same level of, excellence as we saw from, Sideswipe was a good mold, Prowl was okay, I suppose. Jazz, that mold was pretty awesome. Wheeljack was pretty awesome. Those were big upgrades to me. And just like the current generation's line of cars is a little bit disappointing, I feel personally that this guy is a little disappointing because the engineering, I feel they could do more out of it. But it is a big improvement over what you got with these guys. So if you are a Beastformers fan, I think you'll probably be pretty happy with Rhinox. He is very faithful in his robot mode to what you see in the show. Colors are a little bit off. He could be a little bit darker brown, but he is a very faithful representation of Rhinox on your shelf, and I think he'll look good if you are a Beast Wars fan. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope I didn't bias it too much for my not being a super fan of Beast Wars, and you found it informative. So I will see you guys next week.